Well, for more on the potential changes to America's foreign and internal policies, I'm joined live by former member of the Reagan administration, Paul Craig Roberts. Why do you think it went Obama's way?
Because he's less scary. His rhetoric is smooth, and he's not threatening. I think people saw Romney as very threatening. You know, he publicly wrote off 47% of the electorate, and he showed that he was completely under the thumb of the Israeli prime minister. And I think he's just a scary person compared to Obama. And I think that is what made the real difference.
What can we expect for the domestic future of the country now? He'll start his new tenure with a reshuffled administration. Will it be very different to the previous one?
I don't think anything will be any different because, you see, the United States is not governed by the president or the Congress or the political parties. It's governed by very powerful private interests. It's governed by Wall Street, by the military security complex, by the Israel lobby, by agribusiness, and by the energy, timber, and mining companies. And no president, no Congress can run afoul of these interests. So I don't think anything would change. Nothing really changed when Obama replaced Bush. We continued to develop the police state, the suspension of the Constitution, the loss of due process, of habeas corpus. Obama furthered those measures when he declared he had the authority to assassinate American citizens without the due process of law. He codified into law all of the police state measures that Bush asserted, and he restarted the war in Afghanistan. So I don't think anything will change, except that the United States will continue to issue too much debt. They will print too much money to monetize it, and it will continue to erode the acceptance of the dollar as the world reserve currency, and therefore the power of the United States.
What about the other influence over Obama? And that is, of course, the Republicans. They still have influence, don't they? They've kept control of the House of Representatives. Will he be able to fulfill his campaign promises without them being sabotaged? I mean, he's urged the two parties to work together for the sake of the country. Will that happen?
That's rhetoric. You see, the only thing that's important to them is to save the banks and to stay on the right side of the military security complex in Wall Street. So the campaign was not about any of the real issues. You know, the United States is the Constitution. And in the 21st century, the Constitution has been dismantled. This was not even part of the election. There was no discussion. And so how do you have liberty and freedom when the government can throw you in a dungeon for the rest of your life without due process, can shoot you down without due process? Now, so far, the people say, oh, this is only for terrorists. It won't happen to us. But since no evidence is required, you don't know who it's happening to.
Paul Craig Roberts, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for your reactions to Obama's second term now. Thank you very much indeed. The former member of the Reagan administration there, Paul Craig Roberts, joining me in Florida.